Have you ever felt utterly alone in a room full of people? Loneliness undoubtedly is an emotion that's as universal as love or fear. It's something that each one of us, regardless of who we are or where we come from, has encountered at some point in our lives. It's a part of the human experience, a sentiment that unites us all in its commonality. You see, loneliness isn't merely about being alone. Oh no, it's much more than that. It's a deeper, more profound emotional experience. It's about feeling disconnected, feeling isolated even when surrounded by others. It's about the silent screams that echo within us, unheard and unnoticed. But here's the thing, loneliness, like any other emotion, doesn't define us. It's a feeling, a fleeting moment in time, not a life sentence. It's a sign that we're human, that we crave connection and belonging. Remember, feeling lonely doesn't mean you're alone. Imagine being Jane, a woman who found herself consumed by loneliness. Jane was a woman who, despite being surrounded by people, felt an aching void of isolation. Even in the midst of laughter and conversation, she felt alone, like a solitary island in a bustling sea of social interaction. This was her paradox. Her constant companion was loneliness. At first, Jane thought she was the only one feeling this way, but the more she delved into her feelings, the more she realized that loneliness wasn't her enemy. It was a signal, a wake-up call. It was her heart telling her that something was off-kilter, that she needed to pay attention to what was going on inside her. Jane sought help. She reached out to professionals who guided her through the labyrinth of her emotions. She started to understand that her feelings of loneliness were not a reflection of her worth, but were simply emotions, transient and changeable. She learned about mindfulness, the practice of being fully present and engaged in the moment. She began to see her loneliness as just another emotion, not a permanent state of being. She recognized that she could be alone without feeling lonely. She acknowledged her emotions, but she didn't let them define her. Jane began to differentiate between being alone and feeling lonely. She realized that one could be in a room full of people and still feel lonely, while one could also be alone and feel at peace. She learned that solitude could be a source of strength, a time for introspection and growth. Through her journey, Jane learned to control her emotions. She learned to invite her feelings in, sit with them, understand them, and then let them go. She learned that she had the power to change her emotional state, to shift from feeling lonely to feeling at peace. Jane's story is a testament to the fact that it's possible to overcome loneliness and control your emotions. Her tale of triumph serves as a beacon of hope for those who find themselves in the grip of loneliness, reminding us that we all have the capacity to navigate our emotional seas and find our way to the shore of contentment. Controlling your emotions doesn't mean suppressing them. It's about acknowledging them, embracing them, and then guiding them effectively. Imagine your emotions as waves in the ocean. You can't stop them from coming, but you can learn how to surf. Feeling lonely can be overwhelming, but remember, it's okay to feel this way. It's a human emotion, as real as joy or anger. The first step towards emotional control is accepting your feelings, not fighting them. Understanding your emotions is like learning a new language. It allows you to communicate with yourself better. When you understand why you feel lonely, you can start to manage these emotions. Maybe you're missing human connection, or perhaps you need time for self-reflection. By managing your emotions, you can turn your loneliness into solitude, a state of beneficial alone time where you can grow and understand yourself better. Remember, it's not about suppressing your feelings. It's about understanding and guiding them. Emotion control is not about denying your feelings, but about understanding and managing them. You, like Jane, can conquer loneliness. Let's revisit the key takeaways from her journey. She sought help when she needed it, understanding that it's not a sign of weakness but of courage. She practiced mindfulness, allowing her to live in the present moment fully, not letting her loneliness dictate her life. And most importantly, she developed a deep understanding of her emotions, recognizing that they are not her enemy, but her guide. Seeking help, practicing mindfulness, and understanding your emotions, these are the tools you too can use to conquer loneliness. It might seem daunting, but remember, every journey starts with a single step. Just as Jane did, you too can turn loneliness into solitude, transforming it from a state of isolation into a time for self-discovery and growth. Remember, you're not alone in feeling lonely, and you have the power to control your emotions and conquer loneliness.